x minus h squared plus k. The vertex is always h comma k. So the h is usually the one that students sometimes struggle with. It's the opposite of what you see in here. The vertex is at -2 comma, and then it's whatever number is out here off to the right, 4. Did you get that?
Yeah.
All right. It's good to go and plot that. So -2, +4. Boom, there's a point. Okay. Got the point down. Now, the axis of symmetry, it's always an equation. It's always x equals, and it equals the x coordinate of the vertex. What is the x coordinate of the vertex?
The x coordinate. It's 4.
That's the y coordinate.
Oh, no, it's -2.
-2. Okay. Now, whether so that's this line here. You know, it's a vertical line. You don't really need to giraffe it, but you can. Whether it opens up or down is based on the leading coefficient. Okay. Since it's negative, it opens down. And sometimes it's good to sort of draw that upside down U, because that leads to the next part. Does it have a max or a min? Well, if it opens down, it has a max. So these always go together. If it's down, it has a max. If it's up, it has a min. Now the max min value, it also comes from the vertex. It ends up being the y coordinate of the vertex. Okay, so you want to almost keep a note here that that's the y coordinate of the vertex, which is 4.
Just writing this down.
Any questions on that so far?
No.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So the y-intercept, that's when x equals 0. So you literally have to, and we're going to do that down here. You have to put 0 in for x. So that's y equals -2, 0 plus 2 squared plus 4. 0 in for x.
Put 0 in x.
0 in for x. So now you got to simplify. So you first, inside parentheses, you add 2, or 0 plus 2 is 2. Then you square it. 2 squared is
4.
4. And then you're going to multiply it by the -2. So that's -8 plus 4, which is -4. Okay, so the y-intercept, it's an ordered pair. It's an ordered pair. It's 0 comma -4. That you start out by saying x is 0. 0 comes first, x is 0. Then you find the value of y, -4.
Do I draw a line?
Well,
in between the two?
It's not a line though. It's a curve. To do it correctly, you're supposed to build a table at this point. And do you remember from class what you guys did, or if you just sort of free-handed it, or if you made a table?
The other side did +2.
You're really supposed to get 5 points, and so you kind of have, you have another one here at 0 minus 4, and then there's symmetry. I don't want to get into this tonight with you because it's a lot there, but we should get a couple more points. So we should put -1 in for x. So we should try this -1. So it's y equals -2 minus 1 plus 2 squared plus 4, like that.
Where did that point in between -4 and -4 come from?
This one over here on the left?
Yeah.
So there's symmetry. I'm trying not to like overwhelm you because there's so much going on here, but yeah, there is symmetry.
All
right. So this one is +1 squared is +1, ends up being -2 times +1 plus 4, ends up being +2. So there's a couple more points.
All right.
And now you have enough to be able to graph this thing. Now we did not do the stretch or compress. The stretch or compress also comes from the part in blue or in green, sorry, in green. So this one is because the number in front, just the number without the sign, because it's bigger than 1, that's what it stretches by. Like whatever the number is without the sign, that's what it stretches or compresses by.
All right, and I'm gonna I forgot to tell you this,
Yes.
but I already have most of everything on question 2 except for the stretching or compressed by.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
And the graph.
All right. So let's do that then. We'll that's great. It's always good if you can try a few of these on your own, of course. So let's get in there. So the what is not written, which is important, is there's really a 1 out in front of the parentheses. So it's actually neither. It's none of the above because it's not bigger than 1, it's not less than 1, it's not a compress at all.
All right.
Now for your vertex, can you give me your vertex point
It's a negative 116.
for number 2?
Number 2. That's x equals negative 2.
It's what's the ordered pair of the vertex? Yeah, I agree it's 2, but what's the y value?
Negative 2.
It's 0 because there's really a plus 0 here.
Oh. I need to talk to my teacher about that.
We're looking at the same problem, number 2. Like
Yeah,
that's
number
the one.
2.
That's the one. It's not a one later on down the list. Okay.
That's what we wrote down.
All right.
I did this with my teacher.
All right. Well, we all have days where we're a little off. The axis of symmetry is x equals 2.
Mm.
Now to decide whether it opens up or down, you look at the leading number there, and because it's positive, it opens up.
Mm.
That also means that it has a minimum. And so you can always sort of draw, oh, that's the one that opens up. It's got a minimum. In terms of like getting the actual min max value, it's always the y coordinate of the vertex, which is 0. What did you get for the y-intercept?
4. I got 4.
It is 4, yeah. So we've got 2 points now. So it's 2, 0, and then 4. I'm sorry, 0, 4. So there's actually by symmetry another point over there. So we really need to get the ones in between. So we'll put 1 in.
All right, put 1 in.
So put 1 in for x, 1 minus 2 squared.
All right. All right.
What did you come up with?
It's wait, 1 to the power of 2, which is 2.
No, it's negative 1 to the power of 2, and that
Oh
means
yeah,
negative 1 times negative 1.
yeah. I forgot about negatives.
So that ends up being 1, 1, 1. 3 is also 1 by symmetry. We'll get into more detail on that at some point, but we got to get this early stuff down. And then it's got to have some shape to it. Like you can't just draw a bunch of straight lines. You have to like give it more of the artistic stroke.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I have that down.
Okay, let's move on to, I'd like to skip 3 because it's gonna introduce some confusion and come back to it. We'll go to 4. 4 is more like the ones we just did. We will come back at some point. Okay, so let's go to number 4 here. Main thing is, can you tell me the vertex? You know, can you extract the vertex from this equation?
Extract the vertex.
Yep, what is the vertex of this equation?
It's 5 and -4.
Good, really good. Yes, so your axis of symmetry is the x value of the vertex. So that's x equals 5. We can actually draw that 5 minus 4, get that point right in there. If you want, you can draw that vertical line, dashed line there for it's up to you.
All right.
All right, now, does this graph open up or down? And it has to do with the number that's not written on the outside. Does it open up or down?
It opens up.
Does.
When
So it opens up, which means it has a min or a max.
it has a minimum.
As a minimum. That minimum value comes from the vertex. What's the y value of the vertex?
It's a -4.
Yeah, so -4 is the minimum value. Y-intercept comes from putting 0 in for x. So you got to write 0 minus 5. Sorry about that. 0 minus 5 squared minus 4.
All right. Give me a quick second. I need
Sure.
to check on the chicken.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
So I want you to calculate 0 minus 5 squared minus 4.
0 minus 4 squared. So it's 5 to the power of 2. So it'd be 10.
Nope, try again. It's 5 times 5. 5 times 5.
Times 5. That's
Or minus 5 times minus 5, but it gives you the same result.
25. -25.
Positive
Or-
25. 2 negatives make a positive. Minus 4.
Yeah. So that'd be 21.
Yep. So this is the first time where we're not able to graph it because the graph doesn't go up high enough. And like you don't need to go up here and put a dot for 0, 21. But you should be aware that it's off grid. Now the one is no stretch or compress. It's neither NA.
All right.
Okay, so now to get the other values in the table, we use the ones that we know are good starting at the vertex. So the vertex is at 5 comma minus 4. And you always go 2 smaller and 2 larger. 2 smaller and 2 larger. Okay, so you have to put, and we'll start with 3. You want to put 3 into the equation there. So that's 3 minus 5 squared minus 4. Could you attempt that and tell me what the result is?
So 4 minus 4.
No, 3 minus 5 squared. You're putting
Yes.
3 in for x.
Oh, yeah. Because 3 minus 5 is 2. And so
It's negative
2 to
2
the power
squared.
of 2 squared. So it would be -4.
It squareds always give you positive. So
Oh, so just 4.
yeah, it is 4 minus 4. Maybe I misunderstood what you were saying. I
Yeah,
apologize.
that's
So
what I said. I said 4.
yeah, you had it right there. So it's 3, 0. Now by symmetry, the 7 is also 0. 7 is also 0. So there's symmetry between certain points. Take my word for that for now. We don't have enough time to do all this. So much to do here. But now I need you to try 4. I need you to put 4 in for x. 4 minus 5 squared minus 4.
Um, 4 minus 1. 2 minus 4.
So it's minus 1 squared. Minus 1 squared is positive 1. Minus 4.
Oh, so it's 1. Oh. All right.
So that's negative 3. And so again, your teacher instructor is just looking for something nice, kind of rounded, U-shaped thing. Any questions on that?
No, I do not.
All right, let's look at number 5 because it's very similar to what we just did. And then we'll go back, and if we got time, we'll go back and do 3. All right, so I want you to tell me as much as you can about this graph here.
All right. So the vertex is -3, 2.
Try again.
It's -3, positive
Let's go
2.
back. Let's go back and look at the previous one. So it was x minus 5 squared, and your vertex was 5, positive 5. So it's always opposite sign in here.
Oh,
So for this one, what would it be?
3 and -3 and 2.
3 and 2. Good. And what about? So now give me the axis of symmetry.
Axis of symmetry. It's 3. X equals 3.
X equals 3. Good. Now does it open up or down?
Up.
Opens up. Does it have a max or a min?
Min.
It's a min. What is the minimum value?
Minimum value. It's
It's always the y value of the vertex. Y value
oh yeah, so it's 2.
is 2. Now the y-intercept.
The y-intercept. It's it's, I don't know.
You have to put 0 in for x. Put 0 in for x. So
0 for
0
x,
minus 3 squared plus 2.
3. So then it's x plus 2.
What is minus 3
6,
squared?
6 plus 2.
Try again.
3 minus 0 minus 3 is 3 to the power of 2.
Negative
Negative.
3. And then it's negative 3 times negative 3.
Oh. -3 times -3. It's 9.
9 plus the 2.
Mhm.
What is that?
That is 9 plus 2.
Yep. What is the result?
It's 11.
11. That's the y-intercept. Now it's an ordered pair. It's 0, 11. So it's kind of can draw it. It's way up here, but not great.
What? I couldn't hear you. You do that again?
I just said it. The point is way up here, but don't worry about it because it's not that important. There is no stretch or compress. So let's quickly make a table here. We know that at 3 it's 2, so we need 2 smaller and 2 larger. So I want you to put 1 into the equation. 1 minus 3 squared plus 2.
One minus 3 squared. So if it's 2 and 3.
Minus 2
Okay,
squared.
I already know. I already know where all the dots are. And so
Okay. All right. Well, that's great. We can
wait,
close out.
then you go up and up one again. So it's 6. Is it
That's
positive
right.
6?
It's positive
1?
6. And then it's 2, 3, and 4, 3.
Ah. There we go.
All right. That'll probably do it for us for tonight. Aiden, great job. Let me stop the recording here. So